My dear students of 10th class, Kannada medium, I am cordially inviting you to the online lesson in Tunga School, Jamakandi. We have completed 2 units and now I will deal with a story told by June A.A. Sedillo. The title of the story is Gentleman of Rio N. Medillo. This Rio N. Medillo is a small village in New Mexico in America. So here an old man called Anselmo is very poor farmer, had a big family. He was proud of his own family. He had some 8 acres of land and he lived, and his generation also lived here for centuries. And they were all farmers. They tilled the land, and you see, they were very happy in their very simple house that he calls it, the storyteller calls it the Richard house, but quaint. It might be unpleasant, but house might be unpleasant, but they were very happy. And here, one day, what happened, you see, he wanted, this poor farmer, old man, wanted to sell his land to some Americans. He thought that Americans were good people. They will be very nice people, and he had agreed upon, and it took a lot of time to sign the agreement. He was not in a hurry. It shows that he loved his own land. He didn't wish to sell his land, and he loved, and he also was very happy with his land. But whereas what happened, the storyteller didn't tell us. This old man agreed to sell his land to some Americans. He took a lot of time to come to an understanding. He was not immediately ready to sell his land. He agreed, but it took a lot of time to sign the deed, the bond or the deed. Here, it took months of negotiation. Negotiation means come to the understanding. To come to an understanding with the old man. So Americans took a lot of time to come to an understanding with the old man. He was in no hurry. He was in no hurry means here, he was not immediately ready for it. He agreed, but he thought for a lot of time. He took a lot of time to sign the deed. What he had the most of was time. He lived up in Rio and Medio, where his people had been for hundreds of years. he lived, his forefathers also lived there, and he tilled the same land which his forefathers had tilled. His house was small and wretched, but quaint. The little creek ran through his land. His orchard was gnarled, beautiful. So here, orchard, a fruit-bearing trees. So there was a small river flowing through his land. Therefore, he could irrigate his land properly and get abundant of output. And so the land was very fertile. He tilled the land which was tilled by his own forefathers or ancestors. He wanted to sell the land, he agreed, but he took a lot of time to come to the agreement. So the day of the sale, he came into the office. At last he made up his mind to sign and came to the office where the buyers were sitting. Now here we can see the description of the man's dress, the old man's dress here. His coat was old, green and faded. What does it show? It shows that he was very poor and he had nothing to wear a new dress. His coat was old and they were green and faded. I thought of Senator Catron. This storyteller thought as Senator Catron, who was the senator and who had the control over that area. Who has been such a power with these people up there in the mountains? This place was near the mountain, or there were mountains around this area. Perhaps it was one of his old Prince Albert's. The coat itself was described as the Prince Albert's. It was double-chested coat. He wore gloves. They were old and torn, and his finger tips showed through them. His fingers were peeping out of his gloves because they were torn, they were old. His coat was old, green and faded. These all show that he was very poor. He was not able to purchase a new clothes for him. Because of his big family, he couldn't feed all the members of his family within the output which he got from his own land. So he carried a cane in his hand, and it was only the skeleton of a worn out umbrella. The old umbrella, which is torn out, looks like the skeleton. He might have brought it for his support. Behind him walked one of his innumerable kin. He had many family members, innumerable, uncountable members in his house. He had a big family. Dark young man with eyes like gazelle. His eyes were broad, looked like gazelle. Here, the eyes of the old man who was going behind this old man or to support him, he might be a king. His eyes were like gazelle, is compared to gazelle. So we can say that it is a simile, the figures of speech here. The old man bowed to all of us in the room. First he bowed his head, he brought his head down and bowed to them. This shows that he was a gentleman with good formalities. We can say that he had a good samskara. The old man bowed to all of us in the room. Then he removed his hat and gloves slowly and carefully, because they wouldn't be torn if he removed them quickly. They might be torn. Therefore, he took a lot of care to remove his gloves and slowly he removed them. Chaplin once did that in a picture in a bank. He was the janitor who was looking after the big buildings of school or bank. Chaplin, you know, he is a famous comedy actor. In the beginning of cinema, he acted and made the people to laugh. He took out his hand in a peculiar manner that people could laugh at him. So, this old man also took out his hat and gloves slowly, like the Charlie Chaplin is called. Then he handed his things to the boy who stood obediently behind the old man's chair. So the boy who had the eyes like gazelle was also obedient, and this old man kept his house properly, taught all his family members to behave in a good manner. It shows. So here we can say that an old man, he wanted to sell the land, he agreed upon, but whereas it took a lot of time to come to the office of the buyers. But one day he came with a old coat, a green color, and was faded, old one. And an umbrella in his hand was also old, it looked like a skeleton. There was his kin, who was a dark young man with eyes like a gazelle. The old man bowed to all of us in the room. He bowed to all the people who were sitting inside the office. Then he removed his hat and gloves slowly and carefully. Chaplin once did that in a picture in a bank. He was the janitor. Then handed his things to his kin, who was a dark boy, following him obediently, and stood behind the chair where this old man was sitting. There was a great deal of conversation about Rain and his family. It was the formality when people meet first for some business purpose. They don't talk about the business directly. They prepare themselves and talk about their family, the Rain. There was a great deal of conversation about Rain and his family. He was very proud of his large family. Finally, we got down to business. So the old man loved his family, and also he was proud of his own family. And he finally, they got down to business. Yes, he would sell as he had agreed. The old man was ready, and he already had agreed to sell it. And he came to the office of the buyers to sign the deed for $1,200 in cash. The price of the land would be $1,200. They were ready to purchase the land in cash, hard cash. We would buy, and the money was ready. So the old man was agreed upon, or he agreed to sell his land, and these people ready to purchase it, and also they had money ready of $1,200. We have made a discovery. Here is one thing new, that the old man didn't know the size of his land, how much of acres he owned, he didn't know. But the buyers, they found out that the land was little bit more what the old man possessed. We have made a discovery. You remember that we sent that surveyor and that engineer to survey the land, to measure the land. So they to survey your land as to make the deed. So these are all formalities that when we wanted to purchase the land, we have to measure the land with the help of surveyor and an engineer to sign the deed. Well, he finds that you own more than 8 acres. So the old man was informed that he owned more than 8 acres of land. He tells us that your land extends across the river and that you own almost twice as much as you thought. So it was found that the old man had the land and also had the land twice what he had already thought. So he didn't know that, and now Don Anselmo, he said, he added, these Americans are buono genti. He said that these Americans are good people, they were gentlemen, so they are good people and they are willing to pay you for the additional land as well at the same rate per acre. They agreed to pay the money to this Anselmo, the old farmer who wanted to sell. He didn't know the size of his land. He had the 12, more than 16 acres of land with him, so that instead of $1,200, you will get amount twice as much and the money as here for you. So you would get the double money. It was informed to him honestly. But the old man hung his head for a moment in thought. Then he stood up and stared at me, looked at me. Friend, he said, I do not like to have you speak to me in that manner. I kept still and let him have his way. I know these Americans are good people, and that is why I have agreed to sell to them. But I do not care to be insulted. I have agreed to sell my house and land for $1,200, and that is the price. It shows that the old man was honest and he was up to his promise, what he had promised them. He told them that whatever had been already agreed upon, so it should be done. So here he refused to take the double money for his land. He only agreed that he would sell his house and land for only $1,200. So this much is sufficient for me, he said, and that is the price. So here I argued with him. The person who wanted to purchase, he said that he argued with him, but it was useless. Finally, he signed the deed and took the money, but refused to take more than the amount agreed upon. Then he shook hands all around, but on his ragged gloves, put on his ragged gloves, took his stick and walked out with the boy behind him. So here, the summary of this story in Kannada, ಈ ರಿಯೋ ಎನ್ ಮೇಡಿಯೋ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಮೆಕ್ಸಿಕೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಹಳ್ಳಿ, ಸುತ್ತಲೂ ಬೆಟ್ಟಗಳ ಸಾಲು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಆನ್ಸೆಲ್ಮೋ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಬ್ಬ ರೈತ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಈ ಆನ್ಸೆಲ್ಮೋ ಇವನು ತನ್ನ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನು ಅಮೇರಿಕನ್ನರಿಗೆ ಮಾರಲು ಸಿದ್ಧನಾಗಿದ್ದ. ಆದರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಬಾಂಡ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಹಿ ಮಾಡಲು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಸಮಯವನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡ. ಇದು ಬಹುಶಃ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ತಾನು ಅನೇಕ ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಪ್ರೀತಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಬಂದಂಥ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಅವನಿಗೇನೋ ವಿಚಾರ ಬಹಳ ಬಂದಿರಬೇಕು, ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಭೂಮಿ ಮತ್ತು ಮನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾರಿ ಹೋಗಲು ಅವನು ಸಿದ್ಧನಾಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಕೆಲವು ದಿನಗಳ ನಂತರ ಆತ ಬಹಳ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಒಪ್ಪಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ಆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಈ ಕೊಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಳುವವರ ಒಂದು ಕಚೇರಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಳೆಯ ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳು, ಅವನ ಕೋಟ ಹಳೆಯದು, ಹಸಿರು ಬಣ್ಣ, ಅವನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹರಿದಂಥ ಛತ್ರಿ, ಅವನ ಹಿಂದೆ ಅವನ ಬಹುಶಃ ಮೊಮ್ಮಗನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಹರಿಣಾಕ್ಷಿ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಗ್ಯಾಜಲ್ ಸಾಯಿಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಚಿಗರೆಯ ಕಣ್ಣುಳ್ಳವನು, ಚಿಗರೆಯಂತೆ ವಿಶಾಲವಾದ ಕಣ್ಣುಳ್ಳವ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕಪ್ಪನೆಯ ಹುಡುಗ ಇವನ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಈತನ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬಹಳ ವಿಧೇಯಕನಾಗಿ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದ. ಈ ಜನರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬಂದು, ಈ ಜನರ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ತನ್ನ ತಲೆಯನ್ನು ಬಾಗಿಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕರಿಸಿದ. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಸಂಪ್ರಾಯ ಬದ್ಧನಾದಂಥ ಈ ವಯಸ್ಸಾದಂಥ ವೃದ್ಧ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಮಯ ತನ್ನ ಮನೆತನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೂ ಮಳೆ ಬೆಳೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಒಂದು ಒಪ್ಪಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ. ಇವನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಲಾಯಿತು, ಅಜ್ಜ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನು ಅಳೆಯಲು ನಾವು ಒಬ್ಬ ಸರ್ವೇಯರ್ನನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಎಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ನನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅವರು ನಿನ್ನ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನು ಅಳೆದಾಗ ನೀನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ನಿನ್ನ ಭೂಮಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಇದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಸಹಿತ ನಾವು ನಿಮಗೆ 2 ಪಟ್ಟು ಹಣವನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲು ಸಿದ್ಧರಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ರೆಡಿ ಟು ಪೇ ದ ಡಬಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಅದು $1200 ಮಾರಲು ಸಿದ್ಧನಾಗಿದ್ದ. ಇವರು $1200 2 ಪಟ್ಟು ಡಾಲರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡಲು ಸಿದ್ಧರಾಗಿದ್ದರು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಆ ಭೂಮಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಇತ್ತು. ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಡಬಲ್. ಆದರೆ ಆ ವಯಸ್ಸಾದಂಥವ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಪ್ಪಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಪಡೆಯಲು ಒಪ್ಪಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಮೊದಲು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಒಪ್ಪುತ್ತೇನೆ, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹಣ ನನಗೆ ನೀವು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಹಣವನ್ನು ನಾನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. He refused to take the money, double money. He agreed only to take the money, whatever had been already agreed upon. So he put his signature, took the money and came out along with a dark boy. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಈ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಕಥೆ, ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕತೆಯನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸುವಂಥ ಕಥೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳದಾವ, ಒಂದು ಕಥಾರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವುದರಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು ನೆನಪಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು, ನೆನಪಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಡಿಯಬಹುದು. ಇನ್ನು ನಾಳೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮುಗಿಸೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್.